The next postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Down 3, game 3, 41 seconds left. Who else? Jalen Brunson stepping back, tying the ball game at 106. But then for Indiana, Andrew Nembhard. Shot clock winding down. Desperation 3. Got it. Pacers by 3. Pacers end up winning by 5. Knicks leading the series cut to 2-1. Man, every single game. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wally Zerbiak. No OG Anunoby. Courageous effort nonetheless for the Knicks. Both teams, bodies flying everywhere. Everybody limping. Everybody banged up. And at the end, it's the Pacers who win by 5. And when you look at this, Alan, the Knicks only scored 8 points in the final 9 minutes and change. Yeah, the swings in this game were unbelievable, especially in that second half. And we talked about the anatomy of pulling off a win when you are so shorthanded like the Knicks were, and they were checking every box. The unsung hero off the bench, Alec Burks, comes in and gives you big minutes in that first half. Deuce McBride has a really good game. And then, of course, there's Donte Divincenzo, him able to go shot for shot with Tyrese Halliburton. And the Knicks had a 9-point lead with 10 minutes to go in this game. And you felt like, can they just take this thing home? And I'll tell you what, they made the Pacers, Wally, take this thing all the way to the end. The fight the Knicks showed is so ridiculously inspirational to see everything that they poured into trying to get this win and take a 3-0 lead all the way to the end. It took everything the Pacers had, and they have all their players. Yeah, and it took a little bit of luck at the end for Nembhard to hit that shot. But that's what is the beauty of a 7-game series. The Knicks still have a 2-1 lead. They missed 2 key free throws down the stretch of that game. Josh Hart missed 1. Also, Jalen Brunson missed 1. They had 2 breakaway layups that got blocked. Divincenzo got 1 blocked. Josh Hart got 1 blocked. They could have won this game. This is a very good sign moving forward in this series. I didn't know what they were going to look like without OG Anunoby, whether other guys were going to be able to step up in this big of a moment. Of course, Tom Thibodeau always says next man up, but in Game 3 of the second round of the NBA playoffs, that's a huge moment. Guys stepped up, I thought, played very well. It's on. Let's go. It doesn't get any better than this. This is NBA playoff basketball. It's fantastic. Boy, it has been such a treat to every one of these games now. You mentioned Burke. We were in the pregame show. Who's going to step up? Who's going to be the guy we don't expect to make a contribution? Burks was key in that second quarter, scored 13 of his 14. And Donte Divincenzo tonight, 35 points. Earlier this year, he had 38 at the Pacers in late December. 35 tonight was 17 in the third quarter. So you got the contributions elsewhere, almost enough to pull this out with no OG Anunoby. Yeah, it really was. That's, again, it was all the things that you had to see happen, including also three-point shooting. The Knicks shot the 3-ball extremely well in this game, over 50% from 3, 14 to 27. And just everybody, the collective effort from this team to do what they did, it's exactly what they have been all season long. This is who the Knicks have been from the start of the season, and they will fight and claw all the way to the end. And at a time also when you looked at one point in that third quarter, and they were down 11. And then from that point, down 11, and you feel like with the building rocking and everything going their way, the Pacers' way, there was that sense of, for a lot of teams, they let go of the rope. The Knicks didn't. Instead, they outscored the Pacers from that point into the fourth quarter, 29-9. To take themselves a lead. And that's what this team has done. They fight and fight and fight. And maybe tonight it wasn't enough, but like Wally said, I agree with you. It sets that tone of, okay, Sunday, we have 2 games here on the road. You just got to get 1. Right. Watch this game on Sunday now and what the Knicks can do. Knicks had been 45-4, Wally, when leading after 3 quarters, unable to execute as well as they normally do down the stretch. Yeah, and that's very rare. And listen, Jalen Brunson had an off night. He shot 10 for 26. There's Halliburton going flying up there, hurting his back. That's been bothering him for a while. So they're working their way back. Tyrese Halliburton with that another layup right there. And then the lead at that point was 4. And that's when Halliburton rolled that ankle badly, but still made the free throw. So the lead is only 2. Here's Siakam. Gets the bucket and the foul. We got a tie game at 99. Jalen Brunson, nice little step-back move. Gives the Knicks a 1-point lead at that point. And then the steal here by Josh Hart out in transition.
The hustle, huge block. That was the play of the game by Miles Turner to get that block, because that would have given the Knicks a 3-point lead. And then on the other end, Nembhard, no shot blocking. Someone was grabbing Hartenstein back there. Siakam, no foul. Down 3. How about this shot?
Step it back. Boom.
Big shot, Brunson, right there. Makes
41
that big
seconds to go now.
Yep.
And the Knicks are getting a shot clock violation right here. They're about to stop it. And Nembhard from 31 feet. Like he knew it was going in.
Shot.
Like he knew it was going in.
He's just laughing. He's like, yeah, I really didn't know that was going in, but it went in.
Knicks did everything they could to get the stop there, and he just makes a 31-footer like Maxey made the 35-footer. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
Pretty equal except for points in the paint. Rebounding, only one differential. Pacers 42, Knicks 41. But points in the paint, Indiana dominating at 56-40. You got Precious Achiuwa in there, OG Anunoby, and the bottom line is when you got these issues here, they're undermanned in terms of size.
They had everything they needed to do to win this game. And that's something that Josh Hart has said. We have enough to win. It's something that Tom Thibodeau says all the time. That's his phrase. We have enough to win. They did have enough to win tonight. They just didn't have the ability to close this game out. Well, he said the free throw misses. I mean, the offensive rebounding for the Pacers was something that was huge in this game. They had 13. That was big. A couple of tap backs that they had for extra possessions. That was huge. And so the only thing you come away with concern for me, Wally, is you emptied the tank in this game.
Yeah.
You have you have one day off tomorrow, and then you play an afternoon game Sunday. Do the Knicks have enough to turn it back on that fast for a Game 4?
Yes, so did the Pacers. They competed just as hard as the Knicks. They left it all out there on the floor. They knew that their backs were against the wall. They knew if they lost this game, they were pretty much done, down 3-0. They went after this game. They played their hearts out, and they got a fortunate play to get that big win. So they're also mentally and physically exhausted. That game on Sunday, that is just going to be a battle of wills. Who wants it more? That's what it's going to be. There's no rest. Guys are beat up. Jalen Brunson's not going to play like that again. He's going to shoot a higher percentage, and that might be the difference in Sunday's game.
Dante's Inferno. You called the game when he had the 38,
yes.
And that was right after the Quickly and Barrett trade to Toronto. He had 38. Divincenzo on December the 30th had 35 tonight. Tied a Knicks playoff record for most threes in a playoff game with 7 made threes.
And he knows without OG Anunoby, he has to take quicker shots in the offense than he normally does. He has to push the envelope as far as being aggressive and getting quality looks at the basket, because if he knows if he turns some down with the way the Pacers are locking down on Jalen Brunson and company and not a lot of other scoring options out there, that they might not get a decent shot at the basket. So he just pressed the issue big time. Look at these shots, just an array of basketball moves, taking it to the basket at times. I love those backdoor crafty plays. He's been stealing 4 to 6 points from Isaiah Hartenstein on those type of plays. And then the threes, I mean, they're fading away. They're off the dribble. They're 4 or 5 feet behind the line. I mean, this is just elite NBA level three-point shooting, what the tear that he has been on. He's a flamethrower.
Let's also note he was guarding Halliburton pretty much most of the night, running off screens, battling at both ends of the floor. So keep that part in mind. He wasn't resting on defense. He was getting after it defensively as well, guarding the other team's best player who went for 35 points. He hit 6 3-pointers. That's what I think is most impressive about Divincenzo's performance tonight, is that he was carrying the offense while also defending the other team's best player and doing it aggressively up and down the floor.
Yeah, they did a good job on Halliburton in the fourth quarter. Pascal Siakam is the guy they're going to struggle with without OG Anunoby because he has a height advantage and is going to be able to do some things. But overall, the Knicks put themselves right there in position. I said it again. They got steals and rebounds that led to offensive fast breaks that got blocked twice, and they missed 2 free throws. So that's 6 points that could have been in the bank and could have been the difference in this game.
By the way, guys, last 4 games for Divincenzo from downtown, 23 of 41. Whew. Not too shabby.
Not a heater.
Monica McNutt's perspective is coming up next. Also awaiting the postgame comments of Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. Knicks series lead cut to 2-1 as they lose tonight by 5. Stay with us, everybody.